Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're interacting to the 8th episode of Log Horizon Season 2. This one's titled Akihabara Raid. So yes, it is now time to undertake our raid in the city, which is not what we originally were thinking would happen, but hey, it's got to come to this. So in the last 2 episodes that we watched, a lot of interesting things have been happening, and a lot of interesting things that, again, I think cement Log Horizon and why I think it's such a good isekai with its world setting. Because we have had the apocalypse where people were brought into this has become a real world. We're learning mechanics of the world and how the game aspects are shifting to how we now interact with them, rather than just pressing keybinds and such. You've got to activate them yourself. There are certain things like cooking and such, which, okay, if you're a chef, you can now cook normally, but you need to do it like properly, and actually with the experience of a chef, that applies to like engineering principles. It applies to the ships and stuff. I think it's going to apply to a plane that is hinted at in the OP. I don't know who's going to be making the plane, whether that be us or our enemies, whatever enemies we have really at this point. But there's a lot of that going on, and it's continuing to happen because the planet, or at least Yamato itself, is expanding. And I think that's because, well, I think they explained that Yamato in the game was half the scale of what actual Japan was. So I think the world is just expanding to meet the real world size, essentially. And we've also got item descriptions, so flavor text on weapons and such. So it's like, oh, the harbinger of... harbors the soul of a vengeful warrior or something like that. There is now a vengeful warrior soul in that weapon, and it can have effects on what's going on. And so if it's like got flavor text of like, oh, this blade, for example, what we got here, leaves the weapon and armors of others rusted upon contact and stuff like that, it might come true. And we have such a weapon. It's one that Akatsuki's been eyeing up for a while, actually. Or she was eyeing up the blade that the guy actually has, which is, how do you pronounce it? Where is it? Byaku something? Where is it? I think it's like Byaku something. Maybe I just read ahead on something there. I don't know. I'm fairly certain they've mentioned it, but I was like Byaku something. Byakumaru. There it is. I knew I saw it somewhere. There it is. And yeah, they kind of read his flavor text on that weapon since that weapon was sold to him, and like we kind of understand what his weapon's actually capable of, along with his armor, which is the Royal Guard armor that's powered up by the magical circle that is part of the city, and it's what activates and keeps the city safe, which we might be turning off. I think Linesia is very heavily debating that. I think she's kind of convinced herself that she will, even if it means the city is defenseless. I personally don't think it's 100% necessary, because if we can get that weapon to Akatsuki as she fights him, or anyone as they fight him, if we hit that armor, it will start decaying and rusting, and we could start knocking it out that way as well. I don't know if he needs the full set to get all the advantages, or if it's just any piece of armor, but I feel like we could start doing that. But as soon as he notices his armor's being rusted by that blade, he'd just start dodging everything instead of taking the hits on his armor, I suppose. So, yeah, maybe it is just best to get rid of the barrier, very much debuff him, and then we go in for the kill. I don't know, though. I guess we'll see what they end up going for, but if we do disable the city's defenses, we're going to have a very, very organized and posted defense of the city in of itself, because we do not have the Royal Guard armor necessarily. We still have the manpower of the Royal Guards, I guess, but we don't actually have their capabilities anymore. So I guess we'll see what actually ends up happening. And our plan with this raid is we're splitting off into small groups, because the more people that go after him, the more buffs he gets. So, for example, if I'm in one-on-one combat with you, I get, let's say a 5% buff to my attack and defense because I'm one-on-one. If there's a group of 3 coming at me, I have a 15% buff to attack and defense because there's now 3 of you. Scale that all the way up, you could get huge amounts of boosts. I think his boosts are more substantial than just 5%. I think they're more like 50% on some of them. So our plan is to go at him in small little groups of 2. So like engage groups of 2, weaken him a little bit, and then back off. Next group, 2, weaken him. and do that over and over and over again until we weaken him enough to the point where we can go in for the killing blow, hopefully with Akatsuki. And hopefully with her teachings, because we've been struggling for that, and I still don't have a full grasp on how the teachings works. I think the way they introduced it in that one episode was very, very confusing. They kind of made it sound like it was like the 5th tier of a skill level, so like all your skills, you could get the teachings level of that skill, but I think it's just a separate skill that you can get that is kind of like almost personal to you in a weird way, or personal to your class and your fighting style, maybe. Maybe even to job type. I don't know if teaching skills necessarily have to be combat related. I guess we'll see as time goes on as well. But very excited for this. Like I said, I love this universe. It's a shame we are still a little bit behind on this show. I would like to have been over halfway through this season already by now, realistically, because I was planning to finish season 2 by the end of this season, but obviously things changed as I had to delay a lot of this back in February. But yeah, we should finish season 3, because we will go straight on to season 3 once this is done. We should be able to finish season 3 by the end of the summer season. If we keep up our 2 episode a day pacing as it currently is, we should be able to hit that. And there's obviously extra space in between seasons once we transition from spring to summer. So I might slip in an extra episode Log Horizon here or there, depending on where things end up going. So we'll see how that ends up working out. But anyway, we'll just get into this episode. As per usual, these are time-based format accents here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture and pitching, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all Patreon picture access I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon quest shows such as Log Horizon here. We also have movie reactions, and currently going on for the first week of this month, we have a movie poll to vote on which movie you watch this month. If you're a Patreon, you can go on there and vote. It's currently a close stalemate between Promare and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I think Pancreas is still winning, but it's very close, and you could probably be the one to sway that if you join the Patreon this month. Also, if you join this month, you'll have access to every Winter 2021 show, because that season's over, as well as pretty much all the Spring 2021 shows as they wrap up here as well. A lot of them will be finishing this month. If you want to be extra safe, join next month, and then you'll definitely have access to both seasons of full content, and also the start of some of the summer shows, if you're interested in watching any of them with me. But that's your call. Think with your money, because you do get charged immediately upon joining the Patreon, just so you're aware. Because otherwise you could join, leave, and you still have access to all those videos for a month, and I wouldn't get a penny, kind of deal. So, you gotta think of it that way. So, anyway, here on YouTube though, we do time based. So, bottom left of the screen, you'll see a time for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. On play side episode, I side episode, and we should be in sync. Watch this one on Crunchyroll since they have season 2. It's weird how I thought Funimation also had season 2, but apparently they don't. At least not in the UK. Maybe they just don't have Season 2. I don't know what licensing deals go on, but Funimation has Season 1, Crunchyroll has Season 2, and then Funimation has Season 3. Very confusing, but I am sure Crunchyroll's license will eventually run out or something, and then Funimation will be like, yeah, we'll have that, or something along those lines. Or if the Crunchyroll-Funimation merger ever properly happens, then I guess maybe they'll just combine their libraries or something. I don't know. We'll see, but yeah. To sync up, you can use Screen Flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to see when the scenes are transitioning. With all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? Or first of this week's episodes. In 3, 2, 1, play. It begins. Katsuki and a healer. Tough opponent. Okay. Into OP. Into OP. Actually, a fun little map on Beat Saber as well. That's the thing, like, I'm always going to be... With some of these OPs and such, I'm just going to be comparing them to the Beat Saber maps now. I'm actually surprised that anime is not really the prominent thing on Beat Saber. I really thought anime would take off with a lot of their OPs and such, but it's kind of hard to find good mappers for them, especially for the types of OPs I like. It's actually more like Michael Jackson and like just regular music that gets mapped better, which is kind of surprising. There's the plane thing. Alright, here we go. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm right. Mm-hmm. Cool shot, very cool shot. Nice. But it's a very good advantage here. Oh boy. Just about blocked. Hey, next group time. Very nice. No, it's a tactical retreat. We're playing you in all this. You're our marionette right here. Yep. Nice, nice. Of course, you're a bard. That makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. 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 This is very well thought out. I love this idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Things going well. We're gonna turn it off? We're gonna turn it off, aren't we? Hmm. Quite possibly. Roundtable has agreed to this. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. Let's hope it doesn't take that long. Hmm. Oh boy. Okay. Jesus Christ. Hmm. Going down. Nice. Whew. No, Marielle. Hmm. Now's a problem. Oof. I think she got her teaching. I think she got her teaching. I think you found it. Learned a new skill. Teaching Shadow Lurk. Okay. Very nice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's how they're gonna do it. Yeah, that's not good. Oh no. Ooh. Oh boy. That's way less than 5%. Closer to like, I don't know, maybe even 5%. Little lower than that though. But we've lost our blade, so now it's the perfect time to get the new one, right? Yep. We need to disable that armor. Mm-hmm. There's the blade. Fucking badass. The screaming sword. Reforged. Okay. Okay. Does it still have the same flavor text? To make amends for helping be part of this. Oh, I love it. Mm-hmm. But now, keep getting it, keep getting it. Whoa. Nice assist. Nice assist. Hmm. Okay. Switching healers. Bang upon 6. Hey, we do have a sniper. Hmm. Oh. Nice. Still here though. Gonna shut that off. There it goes. Holy shit. Goodbye, blades. Oh, that's not the same cup or whatever. That was fucking badass. That was really, really good. I honestly thought the flavor text of the weapon might come into it a bit more, but steal stamina from it. Okay. Okay. So you can add your own flavor text? Interesting. I want to go back and just read that to make sure I read that correctly. How's my pen works? Mm-hmm. Yep. Ooh, you're sober. Okay. God damn it, I'm gonna get hungry again. Pajama party, okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. uh, Mm-hmm. Then message him. Or he can message you, maybe. uh, yeah. Good episode. Very cool episode. The yeah, the raid idea was very well executed. Activating of her teaching as well, very cool. Animation for that fight was awesome. They used a lot of the like faded slow mo. I'm not a huge fan of that effect, but it was okay. All right, very good, very good. Skipping the previews, of course, as per usual, because that's what we do. That was a good episode. That was a very good episode, and like I said, the usage of the raid, like idea, and the way it was executed, and the way it was portrayed, especially, very nicely done. The idea, and also kind of interesting with the flavor text, which we're going to go back to and look at. Very interesting that that's a possibility. We can reforge a weapon and rewrite the flavor text and have it have an effect. That's giving some incredible power to the smiths of this world. That you can really tailor make a weapon to the individual you're making it, and you could probably get some really powerful combinations out of that. So we have now reforged this to the Haganamushi Tatara. Steals stamina from an enemy's weapon and armor when used in physical attacks. Interesting. So basically it's just a stamina leech. Specifically weapon and armor. So basically if you strike anyway, nothing happens. But if you hit their weapon or armor, I assume shields count as armor as well. That's what I would assume for the sake of the text. So yeah, you're not wasting stamina just not getting any damage in. You at least recoup some of that. I don't know how much stamina you recoup, but you know. I feel like the flavor text there's a lot more to be written to translate there. So that's the actual weapon name, that's the effects and the flavor text. There's that huge box down at the bottom though. Like a really big long box of text. I don't know if that is actually important information or if that's just like history, like not even to the point where it's flavor text. This is just like history of the weapon and such like that. Maybe it's like what it used to be or something. But if anyone knows what that bottom box says or is willing to translate it, that's a lot to translate. So don't feel obligated to. But just a general idea of what that bottom box actually is saying would be very helpful. So this is at 1924 into the episode. Like I said, the two boxes on the top above the blade are the ones that have been translated by Crunchyroll. The one at the bottom, I don't know what it says. I'm assuming it's not important, hence why Crunchyroll didn't bother to translate it. it would also probably take up quite a lot of screen real estate, but yeah, I'm just kind of curious what the general gist of that bit of text actually is. Anyway, yeah, overall, fantastic episode, and we have now solved this problem. We do need to think about how can we restart that magic circle. He said it would take decades, I think. The Kuning clan guy, right? Is that what they called, the Kuning clan? Or Kunye. I think it was Kunye clan, right? Yeah, Kinjo from the clan. Yeah, they said it would take a long time to do that, so we kind of need to figure out a long-term solution for that moving forward, but otherwise we should be fine. Next time out, though, we have the changing battlefield, and it looks like we're going to be going back to Shiroi and his next attempt on the raid. So we've dealt with what's happening in Akiba and the city and stuff, now we're going to go back to the raid. We saw how Katsuki managed to overcome her problems and managed to get to this point. Now we're going to see Shiroi's side, I guess, whilst this, well, not simultaneously whilst this is going on, I don't think, because, it won't be simultaneously, because he just rang them and say, we're going to give it another shot right after they've already finished, so it's obviously still ongoing, but, yeah, we get to see what they've been up to this entire time with this raid, which is going to be very interesting. So, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 light we can find here on the channel. We're doing one more after this, of course, and then we'll be doing another double next week, as is tradition. So, thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.